All right, we are good to go on that. Let's see, let's jump back in. All right, welcome, Jada. It's the roll call. If you're just coming in, please make sure you notate in the chat. It's the roll call. We're getting ready to jump in. Tonight, as we prepare to, this is our study hour. This is our power hour where we will take in, study, introduce new chapters, and take questions and comments and things of that nature. When it last night, you guys were given an opportunity. I did notice a few differences in learning styles and study styles. Okay. So I do want to just kind of talk about it. It's good to discover new learning styles. It's good to discover how you learn and how you study. All right. How a person learns and study is their own. They own it. Okay. No way should someone feel ashamed about anything. Everybody learns differently, and that's fine, and that is okay at DCI, and it's a safe space. So I want everybody that's in the classroom to remember that this is a safe space, and however somebody learns, that's how they learn. Okay. Anything outside of that will not be tolerated. It needs to be a safe space for everyone entirely. I like discovering the new learning styles and study skills, because what we discover is that not only by studying questions or just skimming over and studying study guides and things of that nature, you have to read. You have to read. You got to read the chapters. You guys have total access to the chapters. You have to read the chapters. And sometimes when you're reading, you got to make sure you understand it, which means how you study. You need to go back and read it again. Okay. The questions that was posed, even though slightly it seemed like some answers should have been over here, at the end of the day, if we would have read through the questions, understood the meanings, I think we went over the rubrics, which talked about, I said, please learn the rubrics because it talks about the procedures and you should do your assessments, whether you know that or not. Also, learning the terms. So I think we've had plenty of time, thorough time to go through the index cards, the flashcards on here. We went through magic games. We went through the ebook. And so it's not going to get easier because these Milady textbooks are written on an eighth grade level. So they're not going to get easier. They're going to be consistent. And having a test with that small of a questions is unheard of. And so it was like almost feeding it to you. But I have to, what I'm going to do is, I've already done was present another study guide. That was the actual test for you guys to study it. And remember, that test was supposed to be done before this class. And so if that test was not done before the class, I have to move on to the next thing, and those students receive a zero until they are given the opportunity to retest again. We absolutely have to keep moving along. And in that moving along, we still need to do practical assessments at the school for hair removal. And so that's going to be our main key, is having a checklist and going through those practical assessments. Okay. And it's very important that you learn the rubric, you learn what I'm teaching you, and the way that we do it at school over above anything advanced that you brought in. Okay. Because most of the time we have to cut that advance down and bring you all the way back around. All right. Because once people are licensed, they tend to drop some essential things from the actual procedures and pick up the little shortcuts and things that work for them. And that's amazing for someone that's licensed. But we have to be very careful for someone who is actively in the program and what you're going to be testing on is what's in the book. And if you can't grasp what's in the book because you're already so far ahead over here, you're going to see that as a repeat issue, which is going to turn into you not successfully passing the exams. Okay. As we move and use this hour to introduce chapter 12, all right, let me introduce this, and I know many people will be watching the replay. Every chapter going forth, at the beginning of the chapter, start doing the check-in questions. The check-in questions are due at the end of the chapter. So the day that you do the test, that's the day that the check-in questions are due. All right. So when we intro tonight, you guys have plenty of opportunity over the Thanksgiving break to read, do your check-in questions, and you have pretty much a whole, we're going to do this week. I may do another video.
Where the check-in question?
Hello?
I asked, where were the check-in questions at, Miss D?
The check-in questions are always going to be inside of the ebook. So for instance, this is makeup. These are objectives. And let me see. After certain objectives, you will see check-in questions. So let me see if I can get to some really, really quick. So you'll have to go through, you actually have to go through the ebook to answer the check-in questions. Okay, so here's the first set of check-in questions here. So you go throughout the chapter. Some chapters have less than 10, some of them have more than 10, but you will answer those check-in questions and you'll send your answers to the email dcicosmo@gmail.com. But they're not,
Midday,
yes,
I have a question. I'm sorry. Um, when we take the test, once we finish it, it come automatically to you. It
it
don't
goes
give us a grade.
the test, yeah, it does. The test does. It shows you the
I
grade.
ain't, I ain't see my grade.
Make sure you are doing the test and not the study guide.
I did do the test, but it's like the little thing spent and it ended up clearing it out. So I was like, well, maybe it sent it to her.
You
So
may, I have no reference until I check it tomorrow.
okay.
I won't be checking it tonight. I have no reference, so check it tomorrow. I'm gonna be checking it, but always make sure your internet is there, that you're on somewhere that you can get it, you know, hooked up and sent over. That you're on your
I mean, I
Wi-Fi.
did. The internet was working. Like I said, when I got to the end, when I pushed the little arrow at the bottom, it sent me back up to put my name up there. And once I put my name up there, it spun and the little thing spins and then it cleared everything out. And I was like, well, maybe it went. I had answered everything and maybe it had went on to where I put my name in there and I went back down and I clicked the arrow at the bottom to I guess to move forward to see to see my grade. But it didn't show the grade, it just went straight on. It cleared out the whole thing, the whole test. So I didn't know if it sent or not, but I did do the test.
Hold on one moment. I see somebody that did the test an hour ago. As far as updated, an hour ago, and then the results before that were last night. That's all I have. I do see when you did it last night. Yeah, the first
Yeah.
night. So that's what I see. So
It might have been me the hour ago because I did do it like I was trying to do it once I got through finish at the shop and I sat down and I did it. It was somebody else. Oh, it
yeah,
must didn't go through then.
yeah, that was somebody else. All right, but we'll have to pick back.
Can I resend it? Can I do it and resend it or no?
You might have to because it's not showing up.
Okay, I'll just redo it once we get off. Okay, thank you.
I have five results, and I don't see a recent one from you, and I don't have one from Jada.
I see mine. I'm gonna just have to redo it when I leave.
What do you mean?
I sent mine over. I guess it didn't send to you, but I did it.
You got to be careful with the dates and times. Like
I'm gonna just have to redo
some people are sending them through, and I don't. We're recording, and this is study time for another chapter, and so I don't know what to say because some of them are coming through, and all of them it comes directly to this email, and so if it was sent over, and I can't say what was and what wasn't, but I don't have it right now. I'm looking at all the ones that I retrieved. I don't have it.
It's fine. I'll just redo it when I leave the shop.
All right. So those check-in questions are going to be due on at the end of the chapter. I may set the check-in questions. I'm gonna have to. Today makes our last day for going over into Thanksgiving, so I will let you know the day of when the test will be, and that will also be the day that your check-in questions will be. All right. And so as we go into fundamentals of makeup essentials, this is where we also start to get into lashes and makeups and makeup things of that nature. So the first thing we need to do is look at our objectives. After every chapter, you should be able to go to your objectives and say, okay, yep, I know how to do that. Yep, cross out number 2. Yep, cross out number 3. Okay. That's how you can effectively know that when it's time for move over to state board, that you have you're prepared. All right. So let's look at the learning objectives for makeup essentials, and that's explain make. So basically, after this chapter is over, you'll be able to explain makeup essentials as it relates to esthetician skill set. Okay. So we're not looking for you to be the bomb makeup artist professional, but just enough that estheticians can put into their little box. Describe the principles of cosmetic color theory. Absolutely amazing because this is the same color theory that painters have to have, designers have to have, and hairdressers have to have. It's the law of color. And so we're going to have fun going through that. And number 3, use color theory to choose and coordinate makeup color selection. Okay. So when you learn about the color wheel, you're going to learn warm, cool colors and all those particular type of colors. Number 4, we're going to identify face shapes and proportions for makeup applications. 5, describe the different types of cosmetics and their uses. 6, prepare the makeup station and supplies for clients. 7, follow infection control requirements for makeup services. Mostly we'll be using single-use items. Number 8, conduct a thorough makeup consultation with a client. Number 9, perform makeup application technique. You actually will have to do someone's makeup. Number 10, use highlighting and contouring techniques for balance and proportion. Number 11, create makeup looks for special occasions. Number 12, apply makeup for the camera and special events. And number 13, recognize the benefits of camouflage makeup. Number 14, demonstrate the application of artificial eyelashes. And number 15, Describe tinting, lashes, and brows on a makeup client. Number 16, explain the benefits of permanent makeup application. And number 17, describe the benefits of a career in makeup. And then 18, promote retail services as a makeup artist. You are looking at your checklist for this chapter. All right. And so pretty much we'll print this checklist off, put it your name, your date on it. I will sign off on it on each one. And by the end of the chapter, I would say within the next week when we come back, I would say maybe the next 2 weeks, we'll need to get all of these marked off. Okay. And so really we'll have some virtual assignments as well for next week. We'll be fully loaded next week when we come back. And if you are wanting to get a head start, you can start knocking some of these off 1 through 18 while you're on break. So amazing. It's going to be a great fun time.
You said do the objective questions for those. Is that what you're talking about?
These are objectives. So the objectives are going to be your practical. And then the check-in questions are due for every chapter going forward.
Okay.
And these objectives is going to be just like a project sheet. If you're able to tell me about the makeup essentials, I may give you a quiz. I'll check off on this. If I may ask you questions about color theory, the law of color, I check off on this. Set up a makeup station, I check off on it. Okay. So we'll be busy when we come back into the building, and on Zoom, we'll be busy. Okay. Let's explain makeup essential as it relates to esthetician skill set. That's the key component that we are looking for, esthetician skill set. Okay. And so not asking you to know a full grasp of makeup, but just enough that you'll need to use just in case you're called out and have to do someone's makeup. Okay. This is here. It says the skin is the canvas. It's the canvas that makeup artists work on. The skin is the canvas that makeup artists work on. Therefore, the makeup artist with training in aesthetics has a distinct advantage and more opportunities available because you specialize in skin. Okay. Makeup is applied to the skin. So having a great understanding of makeup and being able to administer at least some basic applications, if not for film or TV or just your everyday client, is going to be essential to you as another stream of income. And what I find is a lot of makeup artists do not know skincare. So it's an absolute blessing for you to have this skincare knowledge and then say, okay, I know how to prep the skin. Not only do I know how to prep the skin, I know how to prepare the skin for this lay of makeup. All right, whether it's evening, night, heavy, light, however you want to do it. And then, you can educate your clients on how to remove the makeup as well. Okay, you can educate your clients on how to remove it as well. As you come in, happy Tuesday. This is our power hour. Please sign in the chat. It's the roll call. We've already started recording. So for the replays, just to hear some of the things we went over, just go back and watch the replay. I'll drop it in the group. We are introing into makeup, okay? We're introing into makeup. This is chapter 12, Makeup Essentials, and welcome. We are at the beginning. I will talk about the assignments for this chapter before we get ready to close out the intro for tonight. Okay, so we're going to work on canvas. We're going to work on the canvas of our clients. We deal with skin, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn makeup for our skill set. Okay, and it can boost the client's confidence. Of course, it makes someone they can really transform in the chair before you even finish. I know sometimes they feel like when they get up from the table, They feel all refreshed when you get through doing their hair. They're like, before they even finish, they already know they're cute. And then now, so even now, when you're doing their makeup, it just builds more confidence in them. Okay. It's not something that's a necessity, but even the person that doesn't like a lot, doesn't like to be made up, there's aspects of makeup that they can wear. This new soft glam, this everyday work glam, which is beautiful, which is amazing, not over the top. It can definitely be sold to some of your clients that do not like to be made up. Yes, it can become very lucrative. And so as an esthetician, please pick it up. Please pick it up and you'll be able to go forward from um, here, and you never know when you have to move back with it again. Now, the cosmetic industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay, I work for a company. Let me highlight that. I work for a company called Ivory Enterprises. Okay. Ivory Enterprises, it's a company, they have several companies, and mainly if you heard of Kiss Cosmetics, that's their company. Kiss Colors, that's their company. Kiss Care, with edge controls, braid style products, lace products, that's their company. And so this is a company I consulted, platform artist for a very, very long time. Okay. And I absolutely love how they continuously evolve with what's going on, what trends that are coming up. And they are literally a part of this multi-billion-dollar company. So you would say these cosmetics may not be very expensive, but they're for a market that continuously is growing. All right. And so you have different individuals that come from different price ranges when it comes to cosmetics, and they absolutely are growing and pushing this industry. And so we're not even talking just the service component, we're talking a retail component. People making a purchase of the cosmetics is multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay. And so at the end of the day, yes, you are estheticians. Yes, you're building a skill set of makeup, but I'm telling you now, just like in products for their face, I want you to have that in place. So when they get up, you want them to purchase the retail, reschedule. When your client makeup clients come in, or your same clients who you service for facials are also the same clients that should get makeup. They should get touch-ups and things of that nature. Certain items you should have in place that they get it from you and they don't go to any of the stores to purchase. Okay. And so I hope you see that as a continual story, a storyline for every chapter. Everything you review, you retail is a part of it, and retail pays the bills. So if you may say, I'm making a lot of money doing facials and this service, but you have to use your hands. The objective in business is to eventually create an income which you don't have to use your hands. You're still in the beauty industry, or you're still in education, or you're still in some industry, but how do you sell this without selling it? You just place it on a shelf. How do I sell this without having to actually apply it to the clients? You just place it on a shelf. Have it available. You make sure you open up your e-commerce site, so you can even sell direct shipping, direct packaging. Long as it's on the site, people can go to it, and when they go to it, it's over. Okay, just made some passive income and open up another stream of income that takes care of your bills. One thing I've told people all the time, retail, when I was in the salon, retail really paid the bills. Okay. And that's why I got to enjoy what I made and do what I wanted to do with what I made, because I made sure every client had a retail regimen. Okay. They had certain products they had to have. I would show them how to use it, and I would know how long that they had before they needed to buy another. All right. And so even cosmetics, add that to your retail list. Okay. It says estheticians. Estheticians should have a thorough understanding of makeup because this is on your objection list. Okay. Objective list. Why do estheticians need to learn makeup? Okay. Makeup knowledge and application skills will add another element of expertise. Okay. It just makes you more valuable. It'll increase the menu items that you offer and the amount of money that you're going to make. Okay. It will grow your clientele. You may have someone who wants makeup services and doesn't even know that they need a facial. So now I got a client came in for makeup, but I'm gonna also sell them a facial package or even an express facial package. And so now I'm increasing clientele, I'm growing the clientele, and I'm building my wealth. It says client rely on makeup artists to design fresh makeup looks. And so you stay edgy, stay trendy. Always look at the fashion runway fashion shows. And I tell people all the time, fashion shows are going on, they were going on in the summer, in the fall for spring. And no one waits for a spring fashion show to bring out and make clothes in spring. They've already started making those clothes the summer before. And so when you have Paris Fashion Week, those clothes have been made six months before you even seen them. Okay. So when you go to the fashion weeks and fashion shows and things of nature, you're not looking at, oh, that's cute from an esthetician or cosmetologist eye now. You are looking at, let me see the common makeup trends because what we see now, people are also going to start to pair them together 6 months later. Or if you're a hairdresser, let's look at the hair trends. Okay. And so between the hair trends and the makeup trends, and then if you're a designer, you'll look at what the clothing trends are. This what helps make up a culture. All right. It helps make up fashion industry. Hair, skin, nails, fashion go together. And so if you're thinking about where do I look for the latest trends, go to the runway. All right. Go to the runway. It says the makeup industry seasonal creation of new products can offer opportunities to retail the latest colors and create new looks. Absolutely. You understanding the products, figuring out what you like, what works for you, what works for your brand, getting education behind it, and also going to educational trade shows, taking a webinar, things of that nature. At the end of the day, when you're going out for advanced training, when you're going out to these shows, and you gotta do this. I gotta bring something back home because what happened? You use your income, your money. You had to get there, hotel, registration, all that good stuff. You're already in the negative. What we have to do and what's the business component, how do I get my investment back? So I got to get knowledge, and that knowledge that I'm getting is going to be I'm going to be able to implement it in my business, and then I'm going to be able to retrieve my income. I'm going to be able to retrieve everything I spent back because that knowledge should keep making you money until the next quarter when you go to another show, and then you get that knowledge and bring it back, and it starts making you even more money. All right. And so we got to make sure we understand the products, and how we understand the products, we got to go get education on the products. All right. Making sure you understand color theory, makeup techniques, facial feature analysis, and are all part of being a successful makeup artist, which means there's some reading that has to take place. Yep. Is there some studying that has to take place? You better believe it. And so, yes, you have individuals who are visual, which means they can see a picture, they can copy the picture. But in them explaining it and taking a test or taking a quiz, you say, well, I give you your license today if you take this quiz on what you just did. You got to be able to see it visually and also understand it. If those two connect, you can take the test, you can take the quiz, you're gonna pass it every time because you have a connection. You understand the connection. The educated estheticians will be confident when providing consultations, product recommendations, makeup applications, and lash procedures. And so it all comes back, and I do want to highlight this. It says the educated esthetician. You can go to school and not be educated. You can have 750 hours and not be educated. You can have years of experience and not be educated. Okay, educated means remaining teachable. No one knows everything. Okay, and you should always seek to be learning new stuff every day. All right, and so always remaining teachable and learning more about your craft. More than what I know today, I want to learn something else tomorrow. Okay, and just keep adding. That's adding value. It's adding value because you're going to get ready to use it because the clients are coming in. There's a new wave, a new marketing wave that's coming, and you're going to be able to take what you've learned with your expertise and put it in place and make a lot of money. Okay, so providing consultations, you got to be knowledgeable of what you're looking at. Product recommendations, you don't want to just recommend any old thing. There's a certain person that should wear this type of makeup. Who is that person? Does this client fit that match? Makeup applications. Not only do I just see it, do I know what's the name of that sponge? Do I know what's that called? Is that called contouring? Do I know the parts, the different colors on the color wheel? Okay, you have to know that. And then lash procedures, not just knowing how to do the lashes, but also knowing the different types of lashes, the different eye shapes, the different adhesives. Okay, having a full understanding of eye tabbing, lash extensions, clusters, things of that nature. Just having a full understanding. All of that knowledge will go in to make you a better esthetician. It's adding to the esthetician skill set. Okay. One of my favorite parts, let's jump into color theory as we spend our last 15, I said 50, we got about 20 minutes. Spend our last 15, 20 minutes on color theory. Y'all, let me just tell you a story. We're going to break down something called the law of color. All right. This is called, what you're looking at, a color wheel. All right. There is color theory. It's called the law of color. It does not change. It's the same if you paint a house. It's the same if you paint hair color. It's the same if you paint garments, fashion. It's the same if you paint someone's face, makeup. It's the same law of color. All right. The law of color states, I need you to understand this because I'm going to ask you this. The law of color states that there are only 3 pure colors in the universe. 3 pure colors in the universe. All right. Those 3 pure colors in the universe are yellow, blue, and red. All right. Yellow, blue, and red. No other colors make up yellow, blue, or red. Okay. When you group yellow, blue, and red together, they make up something called primary colors. All right. Primary colors can be added to other colors. All right. But no colors can come together and make primary colors. So your first group of colors is called primary colors, and there's 3 of those colors. The next group of colors are called secondary colors. All right. Secondary colors. And so if we look on this color wheel here, yellow, blue, violet, yellow, blue, and red are primary. Your secondary colors are going to be green, violet, and orange. All right. How do you make green? An equal mix of yellow and blue. How do you make violet? An equal mix of red and blue. And how do you make orange? An equal mix of yellow and red. All right. So far, we have 3 primary colors and 3 secondary colors. That gives us 6 colors on the color wheel. The color wheel is going to contain 12 colors. So far, we've talked about 6 colors. The next set of colors, we call them tricolors or tertiary colors, okay? Which means it's 3 colors, a color that's made up of 3 colors, okay? One color that's made up of 3 colors. There are 6 tertiary colors or 6 tricolors, all right? And let's start here. Yellow and green makes yellow green. Green and blue makes blue green. Blue and violet makes blue violet. Blue and red makes red violet. Well, violet and red makes red violet. Red and orange makes red orange. And then orange and yellow makes yellow orange. All right. So you have 6 tricolors. All right. That would give you 12 colors on the color wheel, and it will be the beginning of your law of color. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question. If I put the number 3 in the chat, okay? I'll put the number 3 in the chat. Somebody put in the chat, what reference to 3 would you give? If I just put the number 3, and I just got to talking about law of color, 3 primary colors, great. What are those primary colors? Anybody could put in. I put the number 3, there's 3 primary colors. Yep, red, blue, and yellow, okay? I got another 3. What's the other 3 for? Okay, the other 3 for tricolor. What's the other, yes, and tricolor meaning what? It takes 3 colors to come together to make that one color. And secondary, yes, secondary for 3. I'm gonna come back to tricolor. Can somebody give me the 3 secondary colors? We got 3 primaries, yellow, blue, and red. What are the 3 secondary colors? Yep, good job. Green, orange, and violet, okay? And so, great. And so if I put 6, you guys are gonna tell me there are 6 tertiary colors or 6 tricolors, all right? 6 tricolors. Jada, give me 2 tricolors. Give me 2 tricolors. Sunny, give me 2. And then Miss Candace, give me 2.
Red, blue.
Red, what? We don't have a red,
Wait,
blue.
wait, hold on. My phone messing up.
We don't have a red, blue. Y'all can come off mute. Give me 2 colors. 2 tricolors.
Yellow, green, and
red
blue
and blue.
violet.
Yellow, green, and blue violet. That's 2. Next.
It's red and blue.
Sorry, I couldn't come off of
What does red and blue make? That's not a tricolor. Red and blue is not a tricolor.
you
Red
got
and
a red and orange to make the red orange.
okay, but okay, this is what I'm saying, y'all.
He
The
said your
6
tricolors are
Yeah, I don't want you to give me what makes the tricolors. We
Yellow,
all
green, blue, green,
Oh,
blue,
red,
violet.
orange.
Yeah. Yellow, orange, red, violet, and blue, violet.
there we go.
So the tricolors are the product of what makes them made up of three, right?
Okay, so a tricolor, the definition is your primary plus secondary in equal proportions.
Got you.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Primary, so let's take an example. You got yellow is a primary, right? And green is a secondary. So when you mix those two colors together, you have yellow green. Yellow green is a whole nother color. Yellow is only one yellow. Green takes two colors to make. That's blue and yellow. And then when you look for the tricolor of yellow and green, you have yellow green. And see here the little arrows in the middle, those are tricolors. It's 6 of those. Yellow green, blue violet, red red orange, yellow orange. And here's 2 tips. Number 1, the primary always goes in the front. You'll never say green yellow. You'll never say green blue. You'll never say violet red. The primary color, yellow, green, or blue, will always go in the front. Let me show you how we write this, okay? If I do red violet, that's how you'll write it. When you are looking at cosmetics, you're looking at the basis of the cosmetics, you're gonna see letters. And those letters will tell you what the base of that color is. When I say the base, when you put that color on your skin, whatever it's made up of should pop through. Okay. So you'll always have 2 reds, red violet, red orange. You'll always have 2 yellows, yellow green, yellow orange. You always have 2 blues, blue violet, blue green. Okay. Somebody asked me, how are they 3 colors? How do you make a tertiary or tricolor? How do you make that? Somebody asked.
How do you make a tricolor?
Okay, primary and secondary mixed together in equal, and that's the key, proportion. Never forget that. Anytime that you make one color more, you put one more than the other one, that color is going to take on, that final color is going to take on the one that has the most. All right. Welcome, India. Welcome. This is being recorded. You'll be able to go back and look at the replay. We are intro to chapter 12, makeup essentials. And we're basically going over the law of color. And I'm going to state the law of color. This is something you guys will be expected to learn. The law of color. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for me to repeat the law of color. And I like to repeat it in the story. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready. Great, great, great. Okay. The law of color states that there are only 3 pure, P-U-R-E, colors in the universe. All right. That's going to be very important. Only 3 pure colors in the universe. And those colors are yellow, red, and blue. No other colors make up red, yellow, and blue. But red, yellow, and blue make up every other color that you see. All right. Red, yellow, and blue are also called primary colors. The next set of colors on the law of color are secondary colors. There are 3 secondary colors, okay? They are green, violet, and orange. Secondary colors are made up because there's an equal proportion of primary colors. So yellow and blue makes green. Blue and red makes violet, and then red and yellow makes orange. Okay, so 3 and 3. That final with the final set of colors that we're going to talk about for right now are going to be tertiary colors, also called tricolors. And I like to call them tricolors so you understand it takes 3 colors to make this one color. There are 6 tricolors, all right? And tricolors are made by mixing a primary and a secondary in equal proportions, all right? There are 6 colors, and it's always going to be 2 for primary, 2 for yellow, 2 for blue, and 2 for red. So we always have, if you look, since we got yellow, yellow green, yellow orange. We got blue, blue green, blue violet. We got red, red orange, red violet. It's always going to be that way. Somebody may ask, will the colors ever shift? No, they always should be in the same position, all right? When you're drawing this color wheel, and this is what it's called, color wheel, it consists of 12 colors. Please mute. All right, your color wheel consists of 12 colors. All right, and we just went over them. If you do the law of color, bam, you got your 12 colors. It's secondary, primary, secondary, and tertiary. It does not change. It's just like antigen, catagen, telogen. It will not change. All right. So you have those 12 colors on the color wheel. They have to be in position because you have another set of colors called complementary colors. All right. And so I need you to pay close attention to me as I talk about complementary colors. All right. Complementary colors are colors found opposite each other on the color wheel. That's why it's important that every color stay in position, because they're there for a purpose. Colors found opposite each other on the color wheel cancel out each other. So one time, I don't know what I was going through. I wanted my hair red, and I was teaching class. I was in my 20s, late 20s, and I colored my hair like really, 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 really red. I mean, red, fire engine red. Okay. And I woke up the next morning, I was like, this is too much. So I went and found a yellow sweater. Not a yellow sweater, a green sweater. And it was a pretty sweater too. Gave me an opportunity to wear it. It had a big collar on it, pretty green, fluffy sweater, had little crochet designs on it. What did I do? Can anybody tell me what did I do?
You basically toned down your hair by wearing green.
Yeah.
There you go. You're exactly right. To take the attention off of my hair, I wore a big green sweater. And I don't think nobody really said anything about my hair being really red until like time to go home. And I was teaching in front of them all day. And so it worked. Okay. So complementary colors, they are found across from each other. Okay. Complementary colors found across from each other, they cancel each other out. So wherever one is doing too much, you just go get another one, put it on top, and it cancels it out. Okay. So let's say, for instance, let's look at what we see. There are complementary colors all around us. For Christmas, what two colors do you normally see for Christmas?
Red and green.
There you go. Complementary colors. Okay. And let me bring it on home. Have you ever had someone that had green hair?
That's my
Yeah.
next color.
Yeah, how we fix green hair, if it was a mistake, or even if they got tired of it, they were wearing it, how they get tired of it. You just go put some red color on top and it takes away the green hair. You ever had, look at Sunny's hair? Sunny hair is in the very, very light blonde category. I guarantee you, because Sunny is a person of color, most people of color carry warm undertone. You'll learn this in makeup, and so they carry warmth in their hair when you color it, and warmth in their skin because of the melanin. And that warmth translates into red or orange undertones. All right. And so I'm not at Sunny's hairdresser appointment, but I can pretty much, just by looking at her hair, and notice that it is clearly blonde, that her hairdresser used something valid in her hair color or in her shampoo to eliminate the leftover yellow or warmth in her hair.
That is correct.
Absolutely, that is correct. And so, how many of you guys watch football? I mean, basketball. Basketball. I want to pull somebody who wants, and I'm about to talk about 3 teams who thinks that they know a little basketball, and you want to get the challenge. This ain't gonna be hard.
What are we gonna talk about? Dennis Rodman?
Nah. Okay, come on, India. The Lakers. What are their colors?
Oh.
I can't hear you. What's she doing?
Yellow and purple.
Gold and purple.
Yeah, yellow and purple.
Yellow and purple, yeah.
Yeah.
Gold,
So what
purple, yeah.
does that look like on the color wheel? Yellow and violet?
Yellow and violet, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about the New York Knicks?
It's the Knicks, they're blue and red.
What's next to red?
Orange.
Orange.
There you go. They're blue and orange.
Blue and orange, okay.
All right. So a lot of sports teams, y'all, to keep y'all connected, they will put opposite colors on their uniforms.
Is that supposed to catch our eye?
Yep. And keep you connected to them. And notice that a lot of people, I'm not even a Laker fan, but I knew about the Lakers before I knew hair color. It keeps our eyes connected to them. So they will use colors that are opposite each other and put them on the same palette. All right. And so it keeps us drawn as the ball goes down the court. It's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, they also, remember, that's in fashion, that's in apparel. So they're using the same law of color that we're using, that the same thing that Sunny stylists use to color her hair is the same thing that that they used when they made those uniforms. They decided to make them those colors. And when we think of Christmas, we definitely don't think of red without green. Okay. Also, if you were going to the dentist's office, we already know how we feel when we go to the dentist. It's like, ooh, okay. But the last thing I'm about to tell you with this color wheel, these 12 colors are broken into 2 pieces. A cool side and a warm side. Can anybody imagine? Can you give me what the cool side looks like? Give me a couple of colors. What y'all think the cool colors are?
Orange, yellow, green.
Okay, I got you. Anybody else? Cool colors. Cool
colors. Oh, cool. Sorry. Those are
blue.
warm. Sorry. Yeah, it's the bottoms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool colors are mainly green, blue, and violet. So you got half the color wheel broken up into two pieces. And so the cool is going to be green, blue, and violet. All right. The warm is going to be red, orange, and yellow. All right. So, people like to decorate their salons and spas and homes and things like that. But whenever I always taught color classes, I always would tell them when, especially when I'm teaching them to understand and train their eyes. That's simply what we're doing today. I'm just helping you train your eye. You're gonna have to go to the grocery store and start looking at people's skin and looking at people's hair and looking closely at clothes when you shop to continue to train your eye. But when you go into a dentist's office, most dentist office will have some greenery because they're trying to psychologically calm you down with the color. It's called color psychology. Okay. And they may have decorations on the wall or paintings on the wall that are in the cool category. So while you're sitting there, it calms you down. The same thing you do with aromatherapy oil and when you cut the lights off and when you have your steamer on your low lighting in your treatment room. You're doing the same thing. You're trying to just take that client's anxiety and just bring it down a notch, bring it down till they relax. And the more that client is relaxed, you can do your job. But when you have someone who's not relaxed, they're moving around, you can't really do the job. Guess what makes them move? Warm colors. Warm colors heightens your excitement. And that's red, orange, and yellow. Yeah, you feel good. Yellow, oh my goodness, yellow makes you feel good, reminds you of the sun. That's what yellow does. But red, orange, and yellow represents warmth. It represents fire. It represents it hot. Okay, so it's not cool. It's hot colors. They're gonna bring brightness to whatever you put it on. That's yellow, orange, and red. So your color wheel finally is broken up into two parts. One side cool, one side warm. This is contrary. A lot of people have, it goes a little deeper. You may say, can red be cool? It can be cool. Guess what red is cool? Red violet. Because it has the violet. It makes it cool. Okay. And it has more darker pigment than it does lighter pigment. So it makes it cool. And you will also say, can yellow green, is it more warm or is it cool? Because yellow is more yellow than the green. And so yellow green would still fall into like the warm category. And yellow green also would bring you around to the color lime, lighter greens into the many different shades of lighter green. So it still represents warmth. But when you add the darkest of the primary color, who all knows what color that is? If you got three colors, yellow, blue, and red, which one is the darkest?
I would say red.
It is blue.
Blue?
Blue is the darkest of the primary colors. It's just like you add black to something.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
It's the darkest. One drop of blue will change your whole color.
All right.
One drop of blue would change your whole color palette because that blue overtakes the lighter shades. Okay. And so that's why red violet can be cool and yellow green is warm because red violet has some blue in it. And although it's red, it still has enough blue in it to pull it towards the cool category. Okay. That's it. Y'all really? You can go color some hair and do some makeup just by learning this color wheel. Y'all ready? Where this comes in handy is going into Ulta, going into the beauty supply store, going into any makeup counter, and just looking at the colors, and you'll start to see how things are grouped together in categories: warm, cool, complementary. And they're going to throw white, glitter, sparkles, and things like that in, just to also help bring everything together. What happens when you mix red and green together, or the complementary colors that are across from each other, especially orange and blue? When you mix those two together, yes, they complement, they cancel out the other one, but it makes brown. It gives you a brown. And sometimes it can be an ugly brown. Okay. And so most of the time when you're looking at browns, you're looking at a combination of somebody doing a corrective color. All right. So everything we just discussed, that was it. So we just intros. There's a term, there's a terms. All right. The term hue, Hue, refers to any color in its purest form. And so lacking any black or white tint. So any color in its purest form are going to be red, blue, and yellow. Okay. The color wheel will never change its position. You're going to draw 12 colors on there. You can't shift yellow. You can't shift red. It always will be in its own place. Okay. Here's a did you know? All people possess the 3 primary colors. Yep. Just by being alive, everybody got primary colors. The red is in the blood. The yellow is found in our keratin tissue, that's skin, nails, and hair. And blue is in the blood, found in the arteries. Okay, so we all have some form of primary. When you look at our melanated skin, we all have some form of primary. Individuals that are biracial, or especially biracial from Caucasian and African, or Caucasian Spanish, Caucasian Indian, anything that's mixed with Caucasian, is going to be what we call mixed melanin. You may have a person that picks up yellow and a person that picks up red. Okay. Indians, from the continent India, Arabians, Africans. Let me ask you a question. Where is Monte Carlo? Where is Dubai? Dubai is between what continents? Do
It's
anybody
in
know?
Africa.
I'm so glad you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And y'all, so most of the time between Africa, Asia, and India, I don't care what the melanin looks like. We all same thing. Same thing. When we say people of color, is everybody but European. Okay. And so most people of color have a warm undertone, which means if we color their hair, warmth is going to come up. First red, then orange, then yellow. So when you're doing a person of color hair or makeup, just say makeup, you got to be careful what colors you put on them, because they naturally will have a warm undertone. Naturally, their skin is going to accept red, orange, and yellow. Naturally. So blondes look great on people with warm undertone because it blends in with their skin eventually. And certain blondes. And then you have reds, blends in perfect with people of color because they have warm red undertone. And then of course, orange, we fall into arbons and blushes and different glitters and things like that that have an orange hue to it, which is gold, and it really complements the skin. All right. So a lot of times when you think people are just picking out colors and putting on stuff. They are not. It's a science. We got to give it up to the makeup artists. It takes a lot of thinking before even selecting the colors. You going back and forth, looking at your client, looking at the colors. You're trying to pull what's in their skin, and then you're moving. So when we see those beautiful completed looks, it took a lot for that to come in. It took a lot of thinking. When we look at primary colors, it's simply just looking at the chart. We talked about it. 3 primary colors. They are, what's the P word? 4-letter word. They're the only colors that are what? The P word.
Here.
Here, there we go. Secondary colors. There's only 3 of them. How do we make secondary colors? 2 what? Mixed together, equal proportions. How do we make secondary colors? They are 2 what? Equal together in equal proportion, mixed together in equal proportion. P word.
2 primary colors.
There we go, primary. And when you're making secondary, and when you have secondary and primary colors together, you have tertiary colors, also called tricolors. There's 6 of them. You would never put secondary before a primary. Primary will always go in the front. And why do I say that? The purest color goes in the front. Pure color. All right. The purest color goes in the front. Okay. And so when we look at these particular colors, there's 6 of them. You're always just things to remember. It's always 2 yellows. It's yellow, orange, and yellow, green. It's always going to be 2 blues, blue, green, and blue, violet. And it's always going to be 2 reds, red, orange, and red, violet. If you're late coming in, you need to put your name in the chat. And remember, Tuesday night power hour starts at 6. We're actually going over. I'm getting ready to let you guys go now. Just doing a little review of what we intro tonight, which was chapter 12. Complementary colors. Okay, we talked that complementary colors are found where on the color wheel? Where are they found? On top of each other or what? Welcome, Amber. Welcome, Jemiah. Complementary colors are found where?
Across from each other.
That's the key. Complementary colors are found across from each other. Can this color wheel move? If you decide to put yellow where red goes, can I do that?
No.
No, you can't do that. Complementary colors are found across from each other. They cancel each other out. So whenever you got too much red, get you some green. Whenever you got too much orange, add you some blue. Whenever you got too much yellow, add some violet. Okay? They cancel each other out. A lot of times we pick our nail designs like that. Okay? We did a couple of references. Can someone tell me what's the holiday that you see? If you look at these colors, what holiday did you see in your tricolors? We're about to approach it now.
Christmas.
Christmas.
There we go. What about the basketball teams?
Lakers.
Lakers.
Okay. The Lakers are yellow and purple. And what's the blue and orange with a little excitement?
Golden
The
State.
Knicks.
The Knicks.
She said Golden State.
Or Golden Nuggets or something like that.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Here's
I don't know much
what
about
throw you
basketball.
Go, Sonny, go.
Here's what throws some things out too. If you looked at FAMU is a yellow and orange. So you'll find that they will have opposing colors, complementary colors, just to kind of keep you attracted and keep you watching that ball going down the court, okay? Or going down from this field to that field. So that's what I wanted to introduce. What I wanted you to, we talked about 2 assignments. I just wanted to intro to the law of color. Okay. So analogous colors is our last thing, our colors that are located directly next to each other. All right. This is what we sometimes see in our eyeshadow palettes. Okay. Colors that are located right next to each other. They have minimum contrast, but they still they're in the same family. They kind of match well, even though one may be lighter or darker, one may be purer than the other one. They kind of match really well. So you'll find when you look at your eyeshadow palettes, it may have 3 different shades of blue. Yeah, because these are the ones that are close knit to each other. Okay. And so you have yellow, yellow, green, green will always match together. Yellow, orange, orange, and red, orange will always be in a family. Red, 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 violet, and then violet, always in a family. It says purple here. Blue, violet, blue, and blue, green will always be in this family here. Okay. And so when you get ready to say, hey, this is I want to see the dress, this is the look I want to do, but we're going to stay within the family, you're talking about these colors. Okay. The only thing you may add some depth, which is a brown, a black. Okay. And you may want to brighten up any of these colors, and you'll add white. Okay. You may want to glam these colors up, and you may add some metallics, or you may add some glitters. You can do a whole lot with just these basic colors. And so we just learned the law of color, and we learned the color wheel. With that information, y'all can go paint a house tomorrow. You can paint a car, you can paint some hair, paint makeup, you can do everything because you know the law of color and you understand the color wheel. All right. What I said was your assignment. This is our last class, and we're on Thanksgiving break. We'll return. I am gonna do like a light presentation over the break, and it's just gonna be just me going a little further in makeup, doing a recording. Okay. This chapter so everybody's gonna go to the ebook, chapter 12, and go to the ebook. As you read the chapter this week, you need to complete the check-in questions. All right. As you read the chapter, you need to complete the check-in questions. The check-in questions are due the day that you do the test. I'm going to let you know when we return what day we're going to do the test. All right. And so the check-in questions are only due the day of the test. Everybody on here will be responsible for chapter 12 tests. All right. I want everybody to read through the chapter, and that's what we got to start doing, reading through the chapter. Okay. You have too many resources on this SEMA to not know everything that you need to know. 1 through 18, these are our objectives. Starting next week when we return. Okay. Everybody will be responsible for getting checked off, either myself, Miss Rosalind, and that's Miss Rosalind's last week too. We have to get this checked off, and some of these things you can go ahead and start getting them checked off. Okay. Yes, you will have to perform a makeup application. Yes, you will have to set up a station for makeup. Once you do that, I sign off on it. You can put your items up. Okay. Yes, you will have to identify the different face shapes. Okay. So as we learn it, I'm going to start checking that off. Okay. Because I need to make sure at the end that you have checked off these objectives. All right. Monday is the state board meeting in Nashville. All right. So I will drop a post or send an email or some kind of way. I'll probably end up dropping a post of those individuals that saying, hey, I'm going on the field trip to Nashville. If you're just not coming on, we are going to the last board meeting of the year, and that's in Nashville, to the Tennessee State Board of Cosmetology board meeting. Okay. I'm going to drop the address and what time the board meeting starts. Usually the board meeting starts between 8, 9 o'clock. It's gonna start at 8, but when when they start going through with the proceedings, it may be 9 o'clock to maybe 1. Okay. And so it is pretty much that political downtown district of Nashville. I leave the address. Once you tell me, hey, I'm thinking about going, I see the address. And most of the times when our students go, they carpool, so you guys will figure it out who's riding with who. But it's like double credit because you're going for the day and you're going to get double credit for that evening. There will not be a class on Monday night unless there's an instructor who is going to be there. And I think Miss Candace said that she was going to Nashville. But there won't be class in the building, but I will have an assignment for those who will not be going on the field trip. And so nevertheless, you will not go without your time. You will have to complete the assignment to get your time for Monday night. Okay. Otherwise, I see everybody in Nashville, but you'll see me before the week is out with updates. If someone tells me, hey, Miss Cox, I know I'm definitely going, I'm going to post those names in the group once you start telling me. I know a few of you talked about it last night, and I'm also going to put the address in there. So everybody needs to be able to experience a state board meeting, because this is your life, your industry that you're investing in. You need to know about the laws, the rules, and how everything are coming together. Okay. There will be other schools there also that you'll be able to socialize with, but you get to see how things are going. All right. Until we meet again. This is 7/29 on 11/26. We introed into chapter 12, Makeup Essentials, DCI Academy, Aesthetics. Once this closes out on YouTube, I'm going to drop it in the group. So you guys that came on late, you can continue to review from the beginning all the way to the end. All right. Y'all have a blessed and amazing Thanksgiving. I will be in office for a little bit tomorrow. And so just for a little bit. So if you need me to do something, or if I owe you something, or I need to send you something, I need to do that tomorrow. All right. Y'all have a blessed and amazing evening. Be safe. And I want to see you guys next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.